Hi, Bamford Academy. Last week we looked at the boy, the mole, the fox and the horse, and we looked at the theme of friendship. What did you think of the mole at the end of last week's reading of the book? Did you think he was a good friend? Did you think he was a bit too preoccupied with cake? Would you like Mole as a friend? What did you think? Well, in this week's section, the boy and the mole meet a new friend. So we're going to have a look at the circumstances under which they meet this new friend. We're also going to be talking about bravery. Most of the old moles I know wish they'd listened less to their fears and more to their dreams, said the mole. The boy and the mole looking out into the wilderness. It's a dark night, sitting peacefully, and walking below them is the fox. And they encounter this fox caught in a snare. I'm not afraid, said the mole. If I wasn't caught in this snare, I'd kill you, said the fox. If you stay in that snare, you'll die, said the mole. So the mole chewed through the wire with his tiny teeth. And the mole says to the boy, one of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. Do you think the mole could have reacted differently to being threatened by the fox? This idea that one of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things is one of my favourite pieces of wisdom from this book. That's why I've put it in a frame. What do you think the mole means? One of our greatest freedoms is how we react to things. I think it means that whatever situation we're in, we always have a choice. We can choose to react positively, like the mole did, or we can choose to react negatively. Sometimes reacting negatively is our first choice, isn't it? And we need to stop and take a moment and think carefully about how we can react more positively to things. It's not easy. And here we see the boy and the mole sitting up high on the branch. Notice that in many of the pictures, they're sitting up high on the branch, looking down on the beauty of the world. And look at what they see. Were they not sitting in that elevated position, they wouldn't be able to see the fox, who is silently giving them a message, a beautiful message of love. Sometimes it's difficult for us to send messages of love. And sometimes we need that distance, don't we, in order to have the courage to send somebody a message of love. And this is what the fox is doing here. I've learned how to be in the present, said the mole. How? Asked the boy. I find a quiet spot and shut my eyes and breathe. That's good. And then I focus. What do you focus on? Asked the boy. Cake, said the mole. And a little bit later, the boy and the mole are by the riverbed, staring down into the beautiful water. Isn't it odd? We can only see our outsides, but nearly everything happens on the inside. And this is a very profound thing that the mole says as he stares deeply into the water. And the mole is clearly thinking carefully about this, because after a while, the boy says, be careful not to fall. And the mole falls in. And then we spy the fox, who comes along, sees the mole in trouble, and thinking of that wonderful kindness that the mole had paid to him, he picks up the mole and he rescues him. And the boy is so thankful that the fox has rescued his friend. He gives the fox a big hug. So the boy is not frightened of this fox any longer. The mole is not frightened, and the fox has earned himself 2 new friends. And the 3 friends sit in silence, looking at the beauty of the world. So the bravery of the mole, how that mole reacted to things, has brought him a new friend and has brought a new dimension to the life of the fox. And the 3 friends walk off in the snow. And the mole says, being kind to yourself is one of the greatest kindnesses. We often wait for kindness, but being kind to yourself can start now. Sometimes being kind to yourself is spending time with friends. Often the hardest person to forgive is yourself. When we do things wrong or when we make mistakes, sometimes we feel really badly inside, don't we? And it takes a long time for us to feel good again. Sometimes if we've hurt somebody, we don't want to go and speak to that person because we feel that we've hurt them and we feel guilty about that. And it's hard to forgive. But if we want to be kind to others, we must be kind to ourselves. So forgive yourself, and then it's easier to be kind to other people. Sometimes I feel lost, said the boy. Me too, said the mole. But we love you, and love brings you home. I think everyone is just trying to get home, said the mole. And off the 3 friends wander, trying to get home. So our focus this week was bravery. What do you think of the mole now? Have you changed your opinion of him since last week? If I'm honest, I think I've changed my opinion of him. He seems much braver. I don't know if I would have had the courage to release a fox like that, especially when he threatened me so badly. So I think very highly of the mole now and how he reacted to that situation. What do you think the mole means when he says, I think everyone is just trying to get home? What is home to you? Is it a place? Is it a situation, an experience? Is it a group of people? Where is home? Is it outside of you or is it inside of you? I'd love to hear your answers. Finally, what brave things did the characters do in this part of the book? And how have you been brave in these challenging times? I'm sure many of you have. Send your answers in either to the office or to your teacher, and we'll put them in the newsletter. Take care, everybody, and stay safe. And I'll see you at next week's assembly.